and Mentoring Live, and today is the Wednesday, June 5th, 2019, and we are now in the last hour of the trading day. And as you know, I believe the prices that are as close to the close of the day are the most valid prices, and therefore those are the prices that I like to use to make my buying and selling decisions at the end of the day. It seems like I'm having some technical problems today with Google. I don't know whether or not, honestly, that you guys can even hear me. I hope you can. If you can't, I apologize, and I'm going to try to get this worked out with Google later today, or have my tech guy help me, but for some reason this doesn't seem to be working today. Let me try one more thing here. Let's see if that would work. Boy, I really apologize. Let's see. Oh, you can hear me? Oh, good. Good. Well, I'm gonna have to go off my phone. Let's see. Yeah, this is a bummer. It has this monkey up here and it says something went wrong and blah blah blah. I can see off of my phone, but not on my computer because I had to do it a different way. So anyway, well, I feel good about that. Really glad that you can at least hear me. Sorry, I've been trying to get this worked out over the last hour, and I still haven't been able to do it. So, all right. Well, I'll just have to look at my phone. Okay, good to know. Okay, so all right. So the format for today is we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to do that first. Then we are going to go through my positions. We're going to see what when I bought them, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to manage them going forward. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and go through my watch list and see if there are any potential setups for today. And then after that, if there's any questions at the end of the market, after the market closes, I'm very happy to answer those. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do the legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds.
This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much.
All right, and I'm back. So, okay, well, now I have something working over here, so that's good. So I'm just having to do this on a different screen. So, all right. Well, I'll try to work out those technical things later. They're always kind of a pain, especially when you don't know what you're doing. All right, so let's go through my current positions and we'll see what's going on. Oh, quickly, let's just take a look real quick. So the Dow's having another good day, up 170, NASDAQ up 30.52, and the S&P up 17.77. So it looks like the Dow's getting the best of it today, even over the NASDAQ. All right. Okay. So Boeing, I did buy Boeing here on the 3rd of June, and why did we buy it? Well, I bought it for several reasons. First reason was we had this really nice double bottom. Here's a low, we have a rally, we come down, we make a lower low than the previous low. Breaks out into a new range and rallies, closes back up in the old range. At the same time, we had this beautiful divergence. A divergence is when you have a low, a rally, a lower, equal to or lower low, and then the MACD lines are more shallow compared to the previous lows MACD histogram lines. So that was positive. Then it reversed back up into the old range. It was oversold during the day. And then ended back up over 30 RSI on high volume. So really good, really nice trade. We've scaled up all the way to here. You see I did hit 2 profit targets today. Got really beat up earlier in the day and then immediately reversed. I will probably go ahead and take this profit today. It did get as high as about 48 RSI. And to me, you know, that's enough for me to call it and say, you know, it was close to the 50 RSI. I don't like that it rejected the 20. I don't like that it is now underneath the 10 ATR as well. So I'm just probably going to lock this in at the end of the day using the phase outs. You could see I hit 2 phase outs today, one near the very, very top. So I think I'm going to call it on this one. And I think the risk to reward ratio and the price action of this has changed. Ramble Ron said, got the same message when I came here, but a refresh fixed it. God, that's good. I tried to refresh it too, but no bueno. So anyway, Boeing's been a nice trade. I'm gonna lock in the profits today, unless we close back at the top. But right now it rejected the 20, it rejected the 10, and I don't know what this is all about, but it's a little concerning. DDM, I did buy this back on the 3rd of June, and I bought it because for 2 reasons. One, it went under the 30 RSI and closed back up over the 30 RSI. It went under intraday, closed back up by the end of the day, and I also rejected the 3rd ATR channel. So the negative 3rd ATR channel and the positive 3rd ATR channel to the upside from here to here, between 88 and 92% of all prices happen within this channel. So you know, generally when you get now near the channel, that is a decent place to buy. Not just because of that, but if you have some accompanying other signals. So it did test it, went under 30, closed back up into the channel, and also closed back above the 30 RSI. So that is why I bought it. You can see obviously we had a really nice day yesterday. Did hit 1 profit target today. It did test the 200-day moving average intraday and has come off of it. So I will, unless this closes above the 200-day, I am going to just go ahead and lock in that profit. I mean, that's a really nice profit. It was double leveraged, 5.56% from top to bottom on that trade. So pretty awesome trade. I will then wait and see if it can close back above the 200. And if it closes back above the 200 in coming days, then I will reinitiate a new trade and then start using the 200 as my initial stop. So I will go ahead and lock in DDM today as long as it closes under the 200. Disney, I did buy it here back on the 3rd of June. And why did I buy it? Well, we had a nice V2 setup. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out, goes below day 1's low by a pretty substantial amount. It tried to rally and close back above day 1's close. If it had, then it would have been a V1 entry, but it did not. It did not close above. So when that happens, you can go to the next day, and if the next day closes over day 1's close, then that's a V2. So day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes back above day 1's close. And I did buy it here. I've scaled out all the way from here all the way to there. You can see I did hit one profit target. It's a 62.38 RSI. My initial profit target here is the 70 RSI. But as long as this keeps going up, I will just continue to hold it. If we get some price action where there's a big reversal, something like that on high volume, I may go ahead and just lock the remaining profits in. But you know, when you're continuing to make higher highs, there's really nothing you should do with it unless it gets up to the 70 and comes off of the 70. That would be a reason for me to get out of it as well. But this has been a really nice trade. I'm really grateful for that. That's Disney. All right. Gold. Well, I did buy gold here back on May 30th when we had a 520 cross. That was one signal. That's a good back-tested signal, a quantified, profitable back-tested system over time. But at the same time, we also took out this previous high, which is a fractal, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. So we had the 520 crossover. We took out the previous fractal. MACD went positive on increased volume. So a lot of good signals there. You can see this has been an excellent trade. I did hit 3 profit targets. I'm actually out of gold right now. These last 3 profit targets took me out of the entire position. And actually, you know, this is where I put the profit targets, but you can see where it opened. So 2 of them I got out right here, and then the last one right there. So you know, this is a reversal bar. This is a not a V1, not yet, but I'm very happy with that trade. You can see from top to bottom, that was about a 3.81% trade. And on gold, that's just huge. It's huge, huge, huge. So I am out of gold. That was a great trade. Thank you, gold. Intel. I bought Intel here on the 29th of May when we went, the previous day we went under 30 RSI. The next day we closed back above 30 RSI, and we closed back above the 3rd ATR channel as well. So I did hit 1 profit target there. Then it came down a bit. I think I hit 2 profit targets, or I can't remember now if it was 2 or 3. Probably 3. It looks like it'd be 3. And then here I had 1 profit target, did not hit the profit target yet. Now, yesterday we closed above the 10-day moving average. Today it looks like we might be closing under the 10-day moving average, and it's also a V1. See how here's day 1, day 2, day 2 washes out day 1, and then it looks like it's certainly going to close below the close. So if this closes under the 10-day moving average here, I'm going to go ahead and just lock in the profit on the trade. And it was a profitable trade. Unfortunately, we had this reversal bar today, but I think I'm just going to go ahead, if it closes under the 10-day, just go ahead and lock in that profit. Oh, Lockheed Martin. I did buy Lockheed Martin back here on the 29th of May. And why did I buy it? Well, we have this nice move up. We made a higher high than the previous high. We've come back down into value. Into value is between the 1 and the -1 ATR channel. But I guess what I want to point out here is that we moved up, we moved down, we went sideways, then we stabbed down, created a V1. A V1 is when, here's day 1, when day 2 goes below day 1 and then rallies back above, closes above day 1's close, and it also closed above the 10-day moving average, which was also positive. So, oh, 1 second there. All right. So higher high, moved down, went sidewards, spiked down, reversed back up, and you can see this has been an excellent, excellent trade since then. I did hit 1 profit target up here near the very, very top. So right now we're at a 72.75 RSI. As long as it stays above the 70, I'm going to continue to phase out of this as long as it starts moving up. I use the 80 RSI as my ultimate profit target. Since it moved up past the 70, then I have to move up my profit target so I can do my phase out math. So anyway, one profit target today. If it closes under the 70 today, I'm out. If it closes above, I will continue, and I will continue to phase on out until I'm out of the position, like gold, like I did with gold. Okay. Yeah, so we're having a really nice day again. Thankful for that, for sure. Okay. The Qs. I did buy the Qs yesterday here at 174.73 when it closed over the 200-day and the 250-day moving average. And let me just show you real quick. This is etfreplay.com. It's a really good back-tested service. I use it all the time. So I'll show you the back test of the Qs based upon the 250. So, this back test is if the closing price is above the 250, you stay in the Qs. If the closing price is below the 250, you get out of the Qs. So it's as simple as that. So using that approach from 2000, from 2000. Using that approach would have returned 306.3%. Buying and holding during the same period would have only returned 149.1%. But even better than that, the drawdown on using the above the 250, below the 250 approach only had a 28.4% drawdown, where the buy and hold had an 83% drawdown. So this is a really good back-tested system. It keeps you in as long as it's above the 200. So with that being said, above the 250, excuse me. Above the 200 also works, but the 250 tends to work a little bit better. But yesterday we closed above both. So this is not so much a discretionary trade for me. This is more of a long-term trend trade. Now, as it moves up, I always take profits as it moves up, even though it's a trend trade. But so going forward, if we hit the 50 RSI and rejected it, normally on a discretionary trade, I would just go ahead and get out of that trade. But because this is, going into this, the mindset is it's more of a longer term trend trade. That's what I'm going to do, with the caveat of phasing out as it moves up. So as long as it stays above the 250-day, I will keep this trade to the long side, continue to phase out as it goes my way. Now, if we get up into a 70 RSI range, something like that, I may go ahead and lock that in if it rejects the 70, but who knows. But the main thing is, our job as traders is to manage risk. It's literally not to make money. It's to have a process and manage your risk. That is your number one responsibility as a trader. And if you manage risk, you focus on risk, you're obsessed with risk, and then you take your entries how you're supposed to, you position size correctly, the profits will take care of themselves. It took me a few years when I first started to really understand that, but it's the truth. Your job is to focus on risk. That's the only thing you can control. You can't control whether it goes up. All you can focus on is your position size and weeding out those losers as soon as they happen. So focus on your process, focus on managing risk, and the rest will take care of itself. Hope that makes sense. Okay, SPY. So I did buy SPY here on June 3rd. And why did I buy it? Well, intraday we were under a 30 RSI, and then we closed back over the 30 RSI on at the end of the day. And additionally, it went below the third ATR channel and closed back above the third ATR channel. So those are my two indications that the market had tested the low here, didn't like it, and reversed back up. Yesterday, I believe we hit 3 profit targets. Also, let me just show you this real quick in case we have some new viewers today. But since 1993, if you would have bought the SPY on the open and then sold it on the close each day, so you bought in the morning, sold in the afternoon, since 1993, you would have actually returned a negative 5.2%. But if you did the opposite and you bought it on the close, you bought it at the end of the day and sold it in the next morning, the first thing in the morning on the open, you would have returned 568% return, meaning that more than all performance came in after hours trading. So you can see the long-term results of this, very positive. It does have drawdowns. There are times where you can have extended drawdowns. I mean, if you would have started here, great. But if you would have started here, you would have thought this is the worst thing ever. But again, take the long view on this. That's what I'm taking, the long view on this. And that is why, I buy a 10% position size. And that is why I buy this each day at the close, sell it first thing in the morning. So there's two trades going on here. I bought here, not the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning trade. This was just a regular discretionary trade. So I bought this here. I have been scaling out the last 2 days. In addition to that, Friday, I guess, June 3rd, Monday. When I bought it here Monday, I did exit here at the open for my buy in the evening, or buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning trade. And then I bought it again yesterday, that particular type of trade, the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning, and you can see it gapped my way again. So I've had 2 nice days of the overnight trade, but then the position I bought here for the discretionary trade, I bought here, and I have been phasing out all the way on that as well. So kind of a double reward. Right now it's a 48.49 RSI. If this closes above the 20-day moving average, I will hold that discretionary portion of the trade. If not, I will probably just go ahead and lock this in at the end of the day, depending where it closes over the 20-day moving average or not. Mount Doji says, I find that I exit too early at times. Does Steve's risk management discuss that logic at all? I think in general it does. It's been a couple months since I've read that, but I don't think it focuses too much on it. Mount Doji, I think that's something that you have to focus on yourself. I think that's a discipline issue and a process issue. Getting out, where you're supposed to get out, and that's fine. But, that's why I phase. It's difficult for me to hold something from a 50 all the way to target the 70. It's difficult for me. That is why I phase out, because it kind of splits the difference. It allows me to keep the majority of shares as they're going out, but it also allows me to get out of a little here, a little there, which just psychologically fits with my personality. It's an important thing, getting out of losers quickly. That's important, no doubt. But on the other hand, you have to let your trades breathe enough that they can make enough profit that they'll pay for the losers that you have. It's a very tough psychological issue. And, with trading, the entry signals, exit signals, they're easy. They're not hard. If you wrote down your trading plans, gave it to a 13-year-old kid who is proficient with your trading platform, and said, okay, I'm going to pay you $10 a day to sit here in the last hour and make these trades exactly how I wrote these down, he would probably, or she would probably outperform you, because they're not going to get any wild ideas and impulsive ideas in their head, where you probably will, because you know more about trading than they do. But that's not what's important. It's the execution of that. Now, they probably couldn't sit down and write the trading plan. You could write the trading plan, but there's a difference in writing it and following it. Does that make sense, Mount Doji? Ramble Ron says, in that SPY chart, you can see 9/11 and the 2000 crash and the 3 elections. Were you talking about the ETF replay? chart that I was just showing? This one? Oh, I think you were. Yeah, but not the SPY, it was the Qs. Yes. These were the... Yeah, here's 2001. Here's the 2008. See, it's nice. You stayed out of that whole mess. Isn't that beautiful? Yep, I will look at Jack and AAL. Let me just get through these first, and let's see what we're doing. But I will definitely take a look at those, Ramble. All right. Okay, so SPY. Yeah. So if it closes over the 200, I will consider continuing, and then my next profit, continuing to hold the position. My next profit target would be up here at the 50-day moving average. But if it already has gone above the 20, and if it closes below, I'm basically just going to get out and take that position. That was a nice trade. Look at that. So far, 2.9%. So we've had a good couple of days, boy. Let me tell you that. All right. So speaking of good days, I did buy Square yesterday. And why did I buy it? Well, okay. Here we have day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Oh, let me shoot a couple other things. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes above day 1's close. Yesterday I talked about V2s are not valid if you have a gap, but if it would have gapped and continued up, not valid. But if it gapped, went back down and then back up, that changes things. So in addition to that, we had a low, we had a rally, we made a lower low. See this beautiful divergence? See how deep the MACD bars are here? See how shallow they are here, even though we're lower? So this just means we're running out of momentum to the downside. And then what happened yesterday? Yesterday, we stabbed down, we triggered this V2, and we also went from under the 1 ATR. Here's the 1 ATR channel and the negative 1 ATR channel and the 1 ATR channel. And then yesterday, in addition to the double bottom with the divergence, in addition to the V2, we also closed back up over the 5-day and closed back into the negative 1 ATR channel. And you can see today up 3%. It's a really nice trade. I have hit 2 profit targets today. My initial profit target on this trade right here is this blue line, 66.21. That is the 50 RSI. If we test the 50 RSI today and then reject it, I would go ahead and just lock in the profits. Although we're not quite there yet. We're close. We're 48.09. So as long as it doesn't hit the 50, I will keep this today. If it closes under the 20-day moving average, I might consider taking it off then. But if it closes above the 20, for sure I will hold it. So we'll just have to see how this ends up at the end of the day. So quickly, just to recap, Boeing, most likely I'm going to take this off. We got to a 48 and then we reversed. Now we're back under 2 moving averages. So most likely I will just lock in all my profits on Boeing, the rest of the profits. DDM, if it closes over the 200-day, I will hold it. If not, it tested the 200-day, rejected it, then I will get out of DDM and just lock in that nice trade right there. Disney is fine. It's making higher highs, hasn't rejected any moving averages. It's only a 63 RSI, so we have room to move to the 70. So Disney I will keep. Gold basically got gapped out onto the upside of our entire profit. Man, that was a sweet trade on gold. That was a sweet trade on gold. So gold is out of the picture. I am out of gold. Intel, I'm gonna have to watch this one. This is a tough one. On one hand, we have moved back down today, but it's on lower volume. Is it holding the halfway of this bar? Currently, right now, it is not. It did reject the 50 days, but I don't like that we went above the 10 and below the 10. So just have to watch this one. Lockheed Martin, I'm going to hold this above the as long as it's above the 70 RSI. Qs, Going to just hold this as long as it's above the 250 and continue to phase out. SPY above the 20-day moving average. I will hold it under the 20-day. I will just go ahead and lock in the profits and then square. If it closed under the 20, I might consider getting out, but it's really strong today, so I think we'll move higher. I think. I don't know, obviously, right? Okay, so real quick before we get into looking at potential setups for today, I do like to each day do a quick little quote from some of the greatest traders in the world, because they are the greatest traders in the world. They probably have some pretty good wisdom, so we should probably listen to what they say. But this is Larry Hite. Larry Hite, if you've read Market Wizards by Jack Schwager, you will probably recognize this name. But throughout my financial career, I have continually witnessed examples of how other people that I have known being ruined by a failure to respect risk. If you don't take a hard look at risk, it will take you. And it's true. You know, all of these little sayings and quotes from these master traders talk about psychology and risk. And, you know, I say this every day, and I'm going to continue to say it. Your little buy signals, your little sell signals, they are not hard. They are easy. But what you have to contend with are those inner demons of hope and greed. And so it's important to always focus on risk. That is always what I focus on first. And because like he says here, if you don't take a hard look at risk, it will take you. And it will take you, everyone. If you're fortunate enough to get into a position where you're trading well for like 3 months, you start forgetting and respecting the market. It's just like the ocean. You know, you can play around in the summer up to your knees in the water and you think it's fun and there's no danger from the ocean, but you know, the ocean will teach you a lesson if you don't respect it. And it's the same with trading. So please, please, please always focus on risk, always focus on capital preservation, always focus on your process. If you focus on those things, the rest will come. I promise you it will come. But don't focus on making money. Focus on the opposite. Focus on saving money. Focus on reducing risk, and you will be in a better psychological state, and the money will come if you focus on that. All right. Okay. All right, so let me just take a look at my account here. All right, let's go through and see if there's anything interesting for us to buy today. Okay, so Apple. Apple has moved up nicely, under 30, over 30. You can see though, it opened right at its high today, and it is moved back down. So what I'm really waiting for, you know, the people that were fortunate enough to buy down here, let's take a look real quick up here. How high did it get? It got to about 48 as well. So so the people that bought here are most likely looking to sell here. This is the area where the people decided, okay, maybe this is it's run a little too far, too fast. So for me to get interested in this now, either a close back above the 200-day, or I'd like to see it close below for a couple days, get rid of the sellers. The people that bought here are going to sell here. Let them sell it, get it out of their system, and then move back above the 100-day. That would be something I would be interested in. So nothing on Amazon or Apple today. Amazon, you can see, and I was kind of expecting this actually. You know, we had this strong move back down below the 200 on high volume. We did rally yesterday on lower volume. Today we tested the 200-day, and you know, as I say all the time, things that used to act as support, if you break that support, become resistance. And so now this 200-day is resistance above us. So If we got back down to another 30 RSI, I would consider that. Or if we could close back above the 200, that would be an entry point for me as well. Again, the people that bought here probably selling into this. This is going to cause it to come back down. But if it can then continue to move up, then the people that bought here, sold here, those sellers are out of the equation. There's a whole group of sellers that are gone, which of course makes things easier to possibly to move up. So close back above the 200, I would be interested. Boeing, we have most likely going to get rid of that at the end of the day because of this crazy action here. Alibaba. So Alibaba, glad I didn't buy that. You know, I was considering that yesterday, but I just thought, well, I have enough positions. I don't like that we were getting close to the 10-day, and it's exactly what happened. So, you know, if we could come back down, go under 30, back over 30, that would be interesting. I actually would consider if it would have closed above the halfway of this previous bar, but now it's closed, you know, now currently it's under. So nothing on Alibaba. Caterpillar, you know, we have this nice V here. I think the V will be over soon and will come down a couple days, and then we'll see if it can go back up. So nothing on Caterpillar. Canopy Growth, nothing there. Cisco, nice V bottom, but these V bottoms don't last a lot of times. They come up, come down, then we can get a higher low underneath us, and then possibly we can move up nicely. You know, it's at a 51 RSI, which is positive, but we still have the 50-day above us and the 1 ATR channel above us, which is not positive. Delta Airlines did have a strong move back above the 200 yesterday. It's continued today. I don't like these V's. I'd like to see it come off for a couple days and then move back up. So nothing on Delta Airlines. DDM we have. Looks like I will be selling that if it closes right here. I will be selling that at the end of the day with the rejection of the 200-day moving average. All right, the Dow Jones, same as the DDM. Walt Disney's continuing to move nicely, going our way. Etsy, not done much. It's been underperforming the market, certainly. Facebook. I don't know why it's not showing today's data. Huh. Man, it seems like, oh, there it is. Just about unchanged today. You know, we had this big bar down, get to the halfway mark. That's where I expected it to run out of gas, and it's about exactly where it did run out of gas. Okay, Five Below is underperforming today by in a big way. Gold, we talked about that. Out of that position now. Google, oy, yeah. Google did not participate in the big rally yesterday, and today it's given it back up. So nothing there on Google. In order for me to get interested on Google, I have to have a close back above the 30 RSI. Right now it's at 2740, and also a close back inside the channel. Goldman Sachs went above the 10-day. Now it's closing below the 10-day, so nothing on Goldman Sachs. IBB is up slightly, but nothing there. Intel, we do have, this is going to be an end of the day decision on Intel, but with this close below the 10-day, if it closes below the 10-day, I'm going to just go ahead and get out. The Russell, nothing on the Russell. Coca-Cola, whew, look at that, folks. Look at that. Rejected the third day. I can't remember who on here had Coca-Cola. Someone had. And I was talking about if it got up to the 70 RSI, if it were me, that's where I would take it. And this probably got fairly close. How high did this get? 68.71. So, but it has pretty thoroughly rejected that third ATR channel. Lockheed Martin, we have MasterCard. Boy, oh boy. 57.91. Who knows? This could go back to all-time highs, but after 2 big days up. Oh yeah, it was Johnny that had Coke. Hey Johnny, how you doing? You still have. Good for you, man. Nice trade. Boy, that's a huge day on Coca-Cola. Huge day. Okay, so MasterCard, you know, it's strong, but I'm not going to buy it here. We're coming into resistance. We've had 2 big strong days, so nothing on MasterCard. Merck tested the previous high. I don't know whether or not it's going to break. You know, if it closed over it, that would be more positive. Intraday, it did test it, and it's underneath. It's a 63 RSI, so not interested in Merck. I'm not sure we're going to have much to be interested in today. Microsoft did close above the 50-day moving average and close over all the, actually all the moving averages. So this is positive, although I don't like buying these V's. I'd rather it come back down, test that 50, and then move back up, getting a higher low in front of us. I mean, I will take V's, and usually I'll only take a half a position. Let's look at the weekly real quick. V1, can you see the V1 on the weeklies? Here's day 1, here's day 2, or here's week 1, here's week 2. Week 2 goes below week 1, and currently looks like we'll have to wait till Friday, but this is a really good technical setup on the weekly. I mean, it shows that all these prices down here were rejected. But who knows? This could continue. I mean, it is above all the moving averages. It is currently at a 50 RSI, above a 50 RSI, which is positive. But I'm just going to go with my experience, and I think, I mean, obviously I don't know, but I think I know for sure I'd like to see it close back below the 50 and then go back above the 50 with a higher low below us, not this lower low below us. Netflix. It's a 49 RSI. It looks like it tested the 50 RSI, so not interested in Netflix here. Nike. Ooh, well, that was a good buy with that strong break over the 200-day. Here at 51, would I buy it? No, not after this move and not with these moving averages above me. Philip Morris. Well. You know, we went back under the 30, back over the 30, went back up into the third ATR channel, and now we've lost them both. That's not a positive sign. That is not a positive sign that happened. So not interested in Philip Morris. PayPal. Boy, that's strong. Did close above the 50 yesterday and then moved up nicely here, but now it's back, you know, it's into this resistance. And again, we've come off of this V. This V might keep going. I don't know, but you know, I prefer not to take these kind of V trades. And I also do have a position in QQQ. So if they continue to move up, I will still have that as well. QLD, I will buy QLD if it can close above the 200-day moving average. It doesn't look like it has it in it today, but who knows? But a move above and close above the 200-day moving average is a good quantified back-tested moving average, like the one that I showed you on the Qs on ETF replay, like the one I took yesterday, right? The one that closed back above the 250 and the 200-day moving average. So anyway, this one's fine. I will be holding this unless we get a close below the 200. Silver, you know, the signal was yesterday to take this here with the 5 closing above the 20. And boy, it really gapped up along with gold, but now it's come back down. So I'm not going to buy this. I like the move up. I'd like to see it come back down into value and then have a V1, V2 entry. The reason I didn't take it here was because the 50 and the 200 were so close above me. And you can see that's exactly where they got rejected. So, you know, I think silver in the future definitely has the potential to go up, but just from a trading perspective, I feel like it's a little overbought at that time. Okay, the SPY, we're going to have to watch this one. If it closes under the 20-day moving average, I'm just going to lock in the profit from here. Square. Now that didn't test the 50 today, did it? No. Yeah, I got 48.79. All right. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that closes. I don't like that it tested the 20-day and rejected it. Let's see where it closes, and we'll make a end of game time decision. AT&T. Not bad. Closed above the 50, but again, it's coming from a low perspective here. I think I'm just going to leave that alone. TLT. Well, bonds did come back down. It looks like they are closing under the 70 RSI, which is positive. You know, if bonds come back down into the value zone, I might look to buy that first dip, but nothing at the moment. Tesla, I was considering buying Tesla here yesterday because we went under the 30, back over the 30, but it was so close to the 10-day moving average, I decided not to take it. We did have a MACD crossover today, which is positive. We have rejected the 10-day moving, -1 ATR channel. So I think I'm just going to let this one go right here. Natural gas, oh boy, just keeps moving on down 2.36% today. Oil, another big day down. It did hit the 6th ATR channel down here. So who knows? Getting to that level is kind of an extreme level. You can see a lot of volume today, but for me to get interested in this at this point, I really would have to have it close above 30 and close back into the channel. Visa, unbelievable. I mean, what a huge down move, and then what a huge move back up. But it, you know, it's coming into this previous resistance here. I don't think I'm interested in that at the moment. VIX, moving down today nicely, and as you would expect on a big up day. Verizon. You know, it has the 50-day moving average above us. It also has the 50 RSI above this, so I don't think I'm going to buy anything on Verizon. XLE moved down today. It's trying to hang within the third ATR channel, the negative third ATR channel. No, nothing there. Financials did break out pretty nicely, did break over the 50-day moving average and the 50 RSI. That is positive. But you know, I have Square, and although Square's not totally a financial company, it's kind of a fintech company, a financial tech company, and it is moving along with the financial sector, so I don't want to add any more exposure to that. Real estate, look at real estate, broke out here to a new high, 61.89 RSI, but it's a little too high for me to buy. And then healthcare has been rallying nice. It does have the 200-day above us. Okay, so, and then let's look at the secondary, my secondary watch list that I made over the weekend. And in case you don't know, I do that every weekend now. I'll go through the S&P 100 and see if we can find some stocks that we don't look at, see if there's anything interesting there. So Adobe, Move up has the 50 above it, so nothing there. AIG did have this nice V2 here and moved up from there. Amgen, kind of all over the place. Yeah, XLF's not bad. Mount Doji. I mean, it's really not. It's not too bad. You know, we broke above. We're over the 50 RSI. We're over the 50-day moving average. MACD is getting close to moving to having a bullish crossover. It's not too bad. You do have the one ATR channel above you here, but all in all, not too bad. Let me look at this real quick on the that's my fractal chart. So hasn't, let's see, the high 87, 86. So yeah, it's not a fractal. It's decent. You know, if I were to buy this, where would my stop be? I would probably, you know, if you wanted to be a little tighter with it, the 50-day moving average, if you wanted to give it a little bit more room, the 20 is probably what I would use. All right, BlackRock, nice big strong move above there, though. It's going into the 50 RSI. How much time we have? Oh, we have 9 minutes. We better hustle. ConocoPhillips closed back above the 30. I would possibly be interested. JP Morgan, MetLife, 3M. Okay, I talked about 3M yesterday, and I said I thought it was a little high. I said that I would be buying it if it could come back into the halfway mark of yesterday's bar. And that is exactly what it is done today. See how we had the big bar up, see how it's holding halfway. I do like the MACD being positive. I like all this stuff. Still over 30 RSI, so I definitely will be buying 3M at the end of the day. Ooh, boy, big day, but too high. PepsiCo is probably going to look like Coke. Yep. Procter & Gamble, nice big day. 55.55 RSI. Qualcomm, no. Starbucks, whoa, look at Starbucks, everybody. It's a little too high to buy there. 66 RSI. Southern Company, boy, the utilities are on fire right now. United Technology, and oh smokes, look at Walmart. 64.90 RSI, so just too high. All right, so ConocoPhillips, it may get over 30. We don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, so if ConocoPhillips were able to close above the 30 and the rejection of the third ATR channel, I would buy that. 3M, I am going to buy that at the end of the day. And a half share because it's under the 200-day moving average, and power shares we have. So really, those are our only potentials. Let me quickly go and see what our positions are doing. All right. So BA, I'm just going to go ahead, just because of time wise, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of my BA because of that rejection of the 20-day moving average. I don't like the price action of what's happened there.
Order filled.
All right, there's one.
Order filled.
All right, BA is off the table and gone. DDM, 44.96. This is going to be close. So if we have a close under 44.96, I will be getting out of the rest of my DDM position. Disney is looking really great. Gold we got out of. If Intel closes above the 10-day, I will keep it. Lockheed Martin is just the moving on up. Qs we're going to hold. SPY looks like we're going to keep our the discretionary trade portion, certainly now that it looks like it's closing above the 20. But I will be buying the end of day SPY here as well. And then Square. 47.26, it got as high as 48.76. All right, so let me go ahead and buy the 3M just to get that out of the way. This is a half position because it is under the 200-day moving average.
Order partially filled.
All right.
Order filled. Order partially filled.
163.
Order filled.
54. $163.64. 163.54. All right, let me mark that one blue there so I know. Okay, and then ConocoPhillips, is it going to close above? It may. So I'm also going to go ahead and buy my SPY, my overnight SPY. Yeah, that does look okay. All right, I'm going to buy that.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
All right, sorry.
Order filled.
Okay, so we got our SPY. I am at a BA. Tell you what, I'm going to just take DDM off, actually, just because of my larger position in Qs and SPY, and that was certainly a good trade. But I'm just going to kind of clean up the positions, streamlining them a little bit. So okay, so I will get rid of DDM. Disney, fine. Gold, we're out of. Intel, looks like we're going to be able to keep Intel, everybody. If it closes above the 10 days, certainly. Qs, definitely keeping those. SPY, we just got those. Square, okay, we've got 1 minute. All right, let's take a look at ConocoPhillips. Is it able to close? No, is not able to close. Yeah. So it did reject the 50. I'll tell you what, whenever I am not 100% sure, when I'm really torn on something like I am the Qs, I'm just going to go ahead and take half the position off. That way, no matter what happens, I'm still partly right. And I am really torn on Square, to be honest with you. So
Order partially filled.
I'm torn because we rejected
Order
this
filled.
this 20-day so strongly as it did up here. I mean, still in the profit, still hasn't tested the 50-day.
Order canceled.
All right, so that's the end of the market. So I did take half of that off. So that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Hey, before we get to any questions and answers, I do want to let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one teaching and coaching and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. So, if you feel like you need some one-on-one help with your trading or creating a trading plan, I'd be really happy to help you do that. I've had really good success with my clients. Generally, it starts off with the phone call, just to get to know each other, just so I can get a better understanding of your experience and how you're trading, what methods you're using, what are the issues you're having, and then I'll sit down and create something for you that will be a good long-term trading plan based upon, your circumstances, your financial circumstances, your time constraints, your personality, all that kind of stuff. So if that's of interest to you, my contact information and my hourly rates are in the description of this video. And also, if you like this video and if you've learned something, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It helps with Google and showing up and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see if we have any questions. So, Ramble Ron, let's see. No, it was, Jack. All right. Wow, look at Jack in the Box, huh, Ramble? What a nice day. I don't know if you own it or not here. If you do own it, and if it were me, I would keep this as long as it stays above the 70 RSI. What a wonderful trade. Did you have it? Boy, I hope you did. If you didn't have it, I don't know if I would be, well, I do know. I would not be buying here, that's for sure, just because it's too high. But if I did own it, I would continue to keep it. Then let's look at AAL. Well, it did have a nice bounce, obviously, off the bottom. It is making a V bottom, and like I talk about all the time, when you finally do start to make a V bottom, the people that bought here are likely to sell in this area because that's a nice profit. That should put some selling pressure back on to the price. And then if it moves down for a couple days and then has a reversal, that is where I would be interested. I like to be patient and wait for those higher low setups. I was eyeing XLF. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Order canceled.
Did you buy it, Mount Doji? Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's above a 50 RSI. It's above the 50-day moving average. Looks good. If I were to have bought this today, I would take a half position just because we're coming off a V bottom and it's not a higher low bottom. But definitely not too bad. Johnny says, I was able to get 2.5 from my VPU utilities for one day, but I got out. Got to run. Have a great day. Okay, thanks, Johnny. Let's take a look at VPU. I think I said VPN the other day. Holy smokes. That's awesome in one day. What a great trade. What an awesome trade. See this? This is a V1, right? Here's day one, day two. Day two goes under day one and closes above day one. So that's a nice V1 entry and it paid off for sure. Wanted to see what you think about ATVI. AVTI. I don't think I have that one in my symbols here. I'm typing in AVTI, but it's pulling up AVTR. Sorry, Mount Doji. I just don't have that. Andy. Hey, Andy. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by today. Andy asks, what indicators do you use to determine strike price on your short put strategies also to choose time frame RSI. Okay. Well, I use the same indicators to choose my strike prices as I do if I were just regularly trading a stock. Let's see if I could give you an example. All right, so here's the SPY. If the price were up here and I was looking to short a put, I would pick a price where I have a confluence of a multiplicity of signals. Possibly I would know where the 30 RSI was to see if the 30 RSI lined up with the 200-day moving average. If it dovetailed with the third ATR channels on the daily, then I would also look at something on the weekly to see if I can get multiple indications of support on the weeklies as well. So looking on the daily, looking for a multiplicity of indicators that are lining up to form support, and then also looking at the weekly to see if I can, if the price on the daily also lines up with some supports on the weekly. So that is how I pick where to sell my puts. Take a look here. Like for example, I did sell Apple puts for Friday at 160, and on the weekly one of the reasons I picked the 160 was because on the weekly, here's this big strong bar up on big strong volume. Well, that should hold a 50% move to the halfway of this bar. So right off the bat, I went, okay, I like this level. Then I look at the daily, and that lined up with the 6th ATR channel on the daily and close to a 30 RSI. So do you see how I found something on the weekly that I liked? It dovetails with something on the daily that I like, 30 RSI, 6th ATR channel. And prices generally have a very tough time going lower or higher than the negative 6 ATR channel or the positive 6 ATR channel. So I look for a multiplicities of support and indicators on multiple time frames in order to sell, to find out what strike price I'm going to use to sell my puts. And above all, I have to look at it and go, I would not mind owning Apple at 160, or I would not mind owning Amazon at 1500. So I hope that helps, Andy. Also to choose time frame RSI. Yeah, so RSI is just going to be one of the indicators that I'm looking for support on. Mount Doji did enter XLF. All right. You entered it today at the close? Mount Doji, what are you going to use for your initial stop? Are you able to pull up anything on VTV? Yeah, that's nice. VTV, Vanguard value. Had a close under the 200-day, close back above the 200-day. It's good. MACD looks like it's close to going positive. We do have the 50 RSI above us. This is similar to a lot of the ETF financial ETFs right now. It's the same look. It's having this V. As you know, I'm a little concerned about Vs. Doesn't mean that it just can't go higher and higher. But I honestly, for me to get back into some size in the market, I want to see these move back down for a couple days, maybe test the 200-day again. That would be awesome, and then move up, because people that bought here will sell here. If it's strong enough to hold down here, then the sellers that sold up here, bought here and sold up here, are out of the equation. And I feel a lot better about going long a stock when I know a whole group of sellers has left the building. You know what I'm saying? ATVI. ATVI. Aha, we got it. Activision. Well, looking at this chart, I'd like to see if you could break down this chart, Mount Doji, but just for time purposes, here we have a low. We move up, we come back down. See how this low is higher than this low? Already that's a good thing. People that bought here probably sold into this and moved back down. In addition to this, do you see how we have a nice V2? Here's day one. Day two washes out the low of day one. Day three closes above the close of day one. What is this called? That's called the V2. And it's a higher low V2. And in addition to that, day two washed out the -1 ATR channel and now closed back up into the channel and also closed above the 10-day EMA. So you have a higher low V2 entry signal that also tested the -1 ATR channel, closed back above it, confirmed the V2, closed back above the 10. That's good. It looks like it may have tested the 50-day moving average here, but we also did have we had a MACD crossover. So, I think this looks pretty good. If it were me, and if I had bought this at the end of the day, honestly, I would probably use, because I would base this move on a V2, day one, day two, day three closes above day one. The initial stop, the correct initial stop for a V2 entry is halfway of the washout bar. Day two is the washout bar. So a close under here, essentially a close below the channel, is where I would get out of that if I bought that. But this is a good example. This is a great example of a higher low V2 that confirms and also, and even more positive, closes back up into the channel. Hope that makes sense, Mount Doji. Good. Thanks for pointing that out. That was a good teaching moment. Vanguard. I did just talk about Vanguard. Okay, Andy. Thanks for coming by. Glad to see you. This is the first time I've seen you. So hope that helps. If you guys have any other questions on selling puts or options, feel free to just ask me, send me an email. I'll do my best to get back to you. Let's take a look. Wow, big day today, guys. Big day. These last 2 days have been monster up days. So thankful for that. What about you guys? Have you guys had any positions? Have you been participating in this rally at all? So I hope I can get this YouTube thing figured out. On my end, there's no connection between YouTube and my encoder for my live stream. So I kind of had to go the back door way into this. I will be able to get through it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to post the link. So in the worst case scenario, just check in tomorrow. I think the very least it will show up on my channel. You can get there, and if doesn't work the first time, hit the refresh button, but I'll be trying to work on that tonight. Sorry, I was a little disoriented today because everything's new and different. And when you sit here and you trade and you try to explain, but you have in the back of your mind, you don't know what's going on with the screens. I got a little discombobulated with my thought process. So, all right. Anyone else have any other questions? And thanks for coming by today, Andy. What indicators do you use to determine strike price on your report? Yeah, we already went over that one. All right. Last call for questions. All right, Ramble Ron, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. And Johnny, I think he's already left, but thank you. Andy, thank you. Mount Doji, thank you as always, my friend. Hey, that was great having Steve Burns come yesterday, wasn't it? I had no idea. I was about jumped out of my seat when I saw, so that was awesome. I've learned so much from Steve. He's been a mentor of mine for a long time now. I pick his brain relentlessly, but that was really awesome that he showed up yesterday. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, have a good rest of your day. And then on the way out here, I'm going to have to play the U.S. government required disclaimer. And I hope to see you tomorrow. And I hope I have this tech stuff figured out. But if you can't find me tomorrow, hit the refresh button, look around. I will be here, and we may have to do it again this way. So, okay. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And hope to talk to you again. Bye.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.